More help on homework. This is for week 2 again. We're going to be looking at the textbook Fundamentals of Mathematics, page 369, exercise 6.6.72. Let me read that problem to you, and if you have it in front of you, please read along with me because it's helpful, I think, to see where the pauses are and where we end up. So anyway, let's read this thing. It says, a rafting trip is supposed to last 10 days, and each day is 6 miles. Each day 6 miles is to be rafted. Let me read that again since I was already messing up. A river rafting trip is supposed to last 10 days, and each day 6 miles is to be rafted. On the third day, a person falls out of the raft after only 2/5 of the day's mileage. If this person gets discouraged and quits, what fraction of the entire trip did he or she complete? Now, if you read along with me, you know that it only says he. But I figured whoever wrote this problem was either being sexist about he's being the only ones that go rafting, or that he's are the only possibility of who would actually fall out of the raft. So you can choose how you want to read that part of it. Anyway, let's go back to the very first line. That actually tells us the whole. Now, what are we looking for? It says what fraction of the entire trip. Let's see, can we get to a point where you can read all the way across? Yeah, just about. Okay, so we get to the question right here. What fraction of the entire trip did he complete? Okay, one of the things I really like to do when I'm told to find a fraction, what fraction, is I like to start with a numerator and a denominator. The reason I do that is because you're going to find in these word problems that there'll be equations that help you determine both pieces of that. Okay, so let's go back to reading again. And it says, the first sentence I think helps us with the denominator, which it says, a river rafting trip is supposed to last for 10 days. Each day is 6 miles. So what's the whole? Okay, anybody? 6 times 10 maybe. So I think the denominator equals 6 times 10. 10 days, 6 miles per day. Miles per day. Okay? Now we got to figure out this n, the numerator. So we now know d is 60. Okay? That's the whole. Now let's figure out the part. All right, what else? What other information are we given here? Okay, the person falls out of the raft after only 2/5 of the day's mileage on the third day. So what do we have? We have day 1. That person, he, makes it all the way. How many miles per day? 6 miles per day. So day 1, he does 6 miles. Day 2, how far? Yep, it's a complete day. 6 miles. Day 3, this is where trouble happens. They hit the class 4 rapid and out of the boat he goes. On the third day, after only, it says, on the third day, a person falls out of the raft after only 2/5 of the day's mileage. Well, how do we figure that out? Well, we know the day's mileage from right up here. It's 6 miles per day. So 6 miles, said it was 2/5 of that day's mileage. There's our equation. 2/5 of 6. Probably should be written that way. 2/5 of 6. Okay? To stay with the way it's written. Okay? So that's what we have is 6 plus 6 plus 2/5 of 6. So already we know that n, and I'm trying to just help you guys think about things like estimating. So we know n is going to be greater than 6 plus 6. It's going to be greater than 12, right? And it's going to be less than 666. Oh, nice. 6 plus 6 plus 6. It's going to be less than 18. I did not do that on purpose, and I'm guessing that the book people didn't either. Textbook. Anyway, 12 is less than n, and n is less than 18, right? So when we're going back here to figure out the numerator, we've got some bounds now to look at. So let's just try to figure this out. So we've got 2 fifths times 6. How do we do that? Well, we can just assume that it's 2 over 5 times 6 over 1, which gives us 2 times 6 is 12 over 5. I got to bend the paper, I think, to get there. Hold on. Coming back. There we go. So 2 fifths times 6 is the same as 12 over 5. Now, 12 over 5, we can simplify that down to how many times does 5 go into 12? That's right, 2 times. So it's 2 with a remainder of 2 fifths. Okay, that's how far this person, he travels on the third day. Okay, so first day, travels 6 miles. Second day, 6 miles. Third day, they travel 2 2/5 miles. Okay, add that up. What do we have? 6 plus 6 plus 2 is 12 plus 2, 14, and 2 fifths. Okay, now this gets a little crazy, but let's just put that back up here as the numerator. The numerator equals 6, 6, 2 is 12, 14, 14 and 2 fifths. So I would accept that because that is a valid answer. Now, you can refine this a little bit, and I'll let you do that on your own. So you can reduce this to a better looking fraction so you don't have a fraction and half of a fraction and so on. But anyway, take a look at this problem a little further than here. Hopefully this helped you out, just understanding that it's 6 miles per day, 10 days. They traveled 2 full days, which are 6 miles each, so 12 miles. And then the third day is the only one that we really have to worry about figuring out what portion of the day was actually completed. And then we add that all back up to get what fraction of the trip was completed.